Welcome to Class of Exile, and today we're going to be looking at a demonstration of a fairly simple crafting with abysmal currency. So kind of the setup here is I've got this topaz ring, and for my character, what it would be really nice, just so I can get full chaos kind of with these two rings equipped, to get to full 75 chaos resistance, is if this ring, some way I could kind of have a real good chance of getting chaos resistance on this ring. So I'd like to show you guys just the method for using desecrated currency, and also an external website that'll help with this tremendously. So I've got, if we go back to the stash here, I've got the Abyss stash, and I'm going to be using a preserved collarbone, which desecrates a rare amulet, ring, or belt. And this is a ring, so we'll be able to desecrate with this. For those that may not be aware, desecrating adds an unrevealed desecrated modifier. And if the modifiers kind of list, if there's 6 modifiers already, it'll remove a random one. This does not have that, so it's not going to remove anything, but it will add a desecrated modifier. Now, what we can use with this is we're going to use Omen of Dextral Necromancy, because I want it to put on chaos resistance, and chaos resistance is a suffix, so the bottom ones here. And Omen of Dextral Necromancy, when it's active in your inventory, the next desecration attempt will add only a suffix. So we're going to right click on that, and then that will make sure that when I use the preserved collarbone on the ring, it will add a suffix desecrated modifier. Now, what we can kind of do to take this a step further is you can go to this website called POE2 DB. I'll put a link for that in the description. And then you can go here to modifiers. On the drop down, select modifiers, and then go to jewelry. For this example, rings. But you can, if you're trying to do this on something else, there are various items right in the game. And what this does, we're going to do rings for the example. What this does is it brings up and shows you, okay, what are the modifiers that can be on, like, for example, a ring in the prefix, and what are the modifiers that can be on a ring for the suffix. And if we scroll down, since we're using a desecrated currency, and we're going to be putting on a desecrated modifier, we can go down, and remember we've got the omen that makes the collarbone only give us a suffix, so we can look purely on this list. And then the first one here is actually applicable for this example. And you'll notice there are various tags here, right? So there's chaos, resistance, fire, elemental. And the one we're concerned about is the Ammanu. And why are we interested in that? Because there are various currencies in the game that you can drop from Abyss. And you'll notice that they say, like, this is for black-blooded. It, at the end of the text here, guarantee a random Krugal modifier, or guarantee a random, this is Omen of the Sovereign, guarantee a random Ulaman modifier. We're going to be using Omen of the Liege, and this guarantees a random Ammanu modifier. And this is Ammanu. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 1, or really a 3 and 5 chance with the desecration, because we're not going to use an Omen of Light, which would give us a reroll because I don't have any. It gives us a 3 and 5 chance to get the thing that we want. And if we were not using Omen of the Liege, which gives the random Ammanu modifier, then when we desecrate, we're open to any of these. So our chances of getting the one that we want are significantly lower, right? So we'll go back here. You want to equip it, and be careful in reading the text, right? Because the attempt is when I add the collarbone. So both of these for this example need to be on when we do this. So I'm going to use the collarbone on the ring, right? And you can see it added a suffix modifier from the Dextral Necromancy. And then when we go and reveal, so we're going to go over to the Well of Souls, we open the Well of Souls. I would suggest just let him take a look at it. Let him get a little gander. It's good luck. Go here, and then we're going to reveal. And we got what we wanted, which is great. But before we, select that, we'll just go back, and you'll notice like increased skill effect duration, the fire and chaos resistance, right? These are all Ammanu modifiers that showed. So we kind of deterministically influenced what is going to show in the desecration. So thankfully I got what I was looking for. It's very helpful for the build here. You go ahead and desecrate. There's going to be a little like cutscene type thing that happens. And now we have the new ring, and now we're fully equipped. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Again, that's a good example of how desecrated modifiers work. Subscribe because of POE, and class dismissed.